Hello everyone, I am Anuja Shrivastava and today I am just going to start the next chapter of class 8 chemistry, and the name of this chapter is carbon and its compound. So I think one question arises in everyone's mind, that why we are only going to study it about the carbon and its compound. Is the carbon is that much important that we are going to study about the complete carbon and its compound? Yes, the carbon is a very important element, because everything which we are using in our daily life since morning till night, that is related with the carbon and carbon. That means the food you are eating, that is related with the carbon. Then after, the wood, the paper, sugar, then your clothes, soap, and the other things like your medicines, petrol. That is whatever you are using in your daily life, that is related with the carbon, and that is why we are going to study about the carbon and its different compounds. Okay, now just discuss about the carbon's position in the periodic table. So if we are going toward the periodic table, so carbon is the sixth element of the periodic table. That means if it is the sixth element of periodic table and the symbol of carbon is C. Okay, so you can say that carbon is having 6 electron, 6 proton and 6 न्यूट्रॉन. कार्बन के पास 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन भी हैं, 6 प्रोटॉन भी हैं, 6 न्यूट्रॉन्स भी हैं. सो दैट द atomic number of carbon is equal to 6 and the mass number of carbon is equal to 12. And why the mass number is 12? Because the mass number is the sum of total number of neutron and total number of proton. That means 6, 6, 12. Okay, now the carbon is a compound which exist in free state as well as in the compound state. That means carbon exists in free state, okay, and as a compound state. That means किसी के साथ mix करके भी they can. Okay, so if we are going to discuss about the free states of carbon, so some examples are diamond. Other example is graphite. Okay, and if we are going toward the examples of compound state, so it is like a carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, then limestone, that means CaCO3. So these are some forms of carbon, that means the compound state and the free state. Now let us see that from where this carbon word came. ये carbon word आखिर आया कहाँ से? From where this carbon word came? So exactly the word carbon came from the Latin word, and that Latin word is carbo, and the meaning of this carbo is coal or charcoal. Okay, that means the carbon word came from the Latin word carbo, whose meaning is coal and charcoal. Now let us see what is the valency of carbon. So as you know, the atomic number of carbon is 6, so its electronic configuration will be 2 and 4. That means in first shell K shell 2 electrons and in L shell 4 electrons. That means it is having 4 electrons, that means it is not stable. So what it should be do, it can denote the 4 electron or it can except the 4 electrons, but it is not possible to denote all the 4 electrons. ऐसा नहीं possible है कि ये 4 के 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन देकर के पॉजिटिव आयन बन जाए. It is also not possible कि that it can take 4 electrons from other element and it can become a negative charge. No, it is not possible. That is why what carbon is going to do, carbon is just going to share the electron. You were also studied about the covalent compound. Okay, it is just going to share the electron. It forms a covalent bond, and that is why the carbon is the tetravalent element. It is a tetravalent element. That means की valency कितनी होती है, 4 होती है. And the element who is having the tetravalent, that is very very strong bond. Okay, now carbon is a tetravalent element, as I told you. So it has a unique property, and that property of forming chains by self linkage. That means क्या होता है, कार्बन जो होता है वो आपस में ही कोवेलेंट फॉर्म्स के साथ बॉन्ड के साथ जुड़ता जाता है और एक चेन जैसा स्ट्रक्चर बना लेता है. इट इज गोइंग टू फॉर्म द चेन लाइक स्ट्रक्चर. कार्बन इटसेल्फ लिंक विद द कार्बन with covalent bond and form a chain, and that property of carbon is known as catenation. What is known as that property? This property is known as catenation. That means atoms of carbon can link together by covalent bonds. कार्बन के एटम कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड के थ्रू लिंक होकर के एक लंबी लंबी चेन बनाते हैं, जिन्हें हम क्या कहते हैं, कैटिनेशन कहते हैं. टेक सम एग्जांपल लाइक ऑक्टेन. It might be possible, it is not given in your book, octane, and the molecular formula is C8 and H18, and it is widely utilized in the petrol. Now let us see carbon chain कैसे बनाएगी. That means 8 carbons are there, and with each carbon hydrogen atom is attached, and they are just ready to form the long chains of the carbon. And this type of property through which they just join with the covalent bond and form the long chains, this property of carbon is known as the catenation. Okay, now whatever the carbon compounds are there, that always also present in our living organisms, just like in DNA, RNA, our blood, protein, enzyme, everywhere. That is, it is also a main form of the organic compound. So related to that, let us start another topic, and that topic is the allotropy. So what is allotropy? Allotropy होती क्या है? तो एलोट्रॉपी इज अ प्रॉपर्टी और इट इज अ phenomena in which elements can exist in the 2 or 3 different forms of the same element in the same physical state and different physical property. That means कोई element है वो 2 या 3 अलग अलग फिजिकल स्टेट अलग अलग क्या कर रहा है, फॉर्म में एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है, जिसमें उसकी फिजिकल स्टेट सेम है पर उसकी फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज डिफरेंट हैं, बट अगेन द केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज इज सेम. दैट मीन इन सिंपल वे यू कैन से दैट एलोट्रॉपी इट इज द एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ एन एलिमेंट in 2 or more forms, in 2 or more forms, 2 या 2 से अधिक फॉर्म्स में अवेलेबल है इन द सेम फिजिकल स्टेट. In the same physical state, but one important thing is there, these forms, all these forms have different physical properties. That means different physical property. But same chemical property. But same chemical property. So these are known as the allotropy. This phenomena is known as the allotropy, and the different forms of an element is known as allotropic forms. Okay, so as we are studying about the carbon, so we are just going to discuss about the allotropes of carbon, but the allotropes of carbon I will discuss in the next video. Till then, bye bye, thank you.